Information obesity is killing you. But in this video, we'll learn how to eliminate information overload and how to actually implement things we are learning instead of just consuming endlessly. This is for you if you scroll through LinkedIn and Twitter to learn something, watch 5 to 7 YouTube videos and listen to podcasts while commuting. But when it comes to execution, you freeze, you overthink, you hesitate, and you do nothing. By the end of this video, you will take away a mental model that made me go from consuming 10 to 15 YouTube videos per day to just one long YouTube video every other day. From listening to podcasts every single time, whether I'm in bus, metro, car, train, I'll just listen to podcast. I was a junkie podcaster. And from that, I've moved to just one podcast every single week. I went from scrolling 8 to 9 hours a day to just quitting Instagram. You know who is at the most risk of this disease? People like you, ambitious, driven, who dream big. We actually care about improving daily, right? And that's why we believe consuming more information will help us get better. We think this is productive. This is a lie. Just consuming mindlessly without executing is not productive. It is not making you better. It is just colluding your brain. Have you noticed people who are most informed are also the most confused people? They are always like, okay, I want to learn everything before starting anything. They learn every single possibility, then weigh the pros and cons, and then they are like, okay, let me project my income that I can make of this business model for like 3 months, 6 months. They do all of this bullshit and then they never start. What's the use of doing this? What's the use of so much information if you're not going to take action? That's a symptom of information obesity. You're overfeeding your brain with information and underfeeding your execution. We agree on this, right? Like people who are the most smart people, the smartest people, are not the ones who know the most, but they are the ones who knew something and they acted the fastest way possible. You should be scared of this fact that there's somebody out there who knows much lesser than you, but is far ahead in life because they execute and you just consume. Hey there, if you're an entrepreneur, creator, or hustler of any kind and you know what to do, but you just can't get yourself to execute at that level, I made a community for you. Inside the Legion of Vajra, you get access to premium courses such as the Peak Execution Lab, workbooks, checklists, guides, one-on-one strategy calls with me, and we also do a live stream every single week where you can discuss your problems directly with me. And we are very excited to start the Ruthless 100 this May, where we will execute ruthlessly for 100 days straight. This will be your accountability group, but the only catch is the cohort is limited to the first 50 people who join. Do check out the link in description and check if we have a spot left for you. See you inside. Have you wondered how did this information hoarding tendency came to be a part of us? It all comes back to the education system. Back in schools, they rewarded memorization of facts. If you memorized the answers, you got rewards, teachers liked you, and basically I was that kid. I was just a teacher's pet, learned everything. Teacher used to make me monitor and all. And there was this friend of mine who was a genius at math, but he was also a little bit arrogant. He didn't bother of learning formulas and all. One day there was this quiz of trigonometry, and everyone was expected to learn the identities of trigonometric formulae. And the teacher was asking us, and we were telling. And then this teacher asked this person, "Hey, Keshav, let's call him Keshav. Hey, Keshav, tell me the formula of this sine square plus cos square." And he's like, "I don't remember, but I can derive it." Teacher was like, "Oh, you're trying to show off, huh? Come, try your hand at the board." So he goes to the board, and we are just staring, bro. We don't. Nobody in the class knows this derivation. How does this guy knows it? He derives it, comes to the right answer, and you know what the teacher said? The teacher said, "You won't have time in the exam to solve all this. Learn the formulas." That's when I realized the education system doesn't reward intelligence, just rewards rote memorization. And most people carry this mindset into their adulthood that the more information they have, the better they will be. Turns out real life work the opposite way. See, your brain is like a hard drive. The anything you consume, read, listen, are stored in as a files. But the more files you store, the harder it is to retrieve an important file. That's why you struggle to recall important information when you need it the most. That's why you feel foggy, because you are just storing so much junk files inside your brain. It's just colluding your brain, polluting it. Just garbage files stored in your brain. So you're drowning in low value data while actionable knowledge is nowhere to be found. Right? And the social media algorithms want you to be that way. They want you to be on that platform for as long as possible. So what content will they feed you? The content that addicts you more than the content that helps you, right? So your content feed would be filled with people who post content about entertainment, like Mr. Beast, some random vlogger which posts stimulating content. Your reels, your short form feed would be filled with these content creators. But let's say a physics lecture from MIT, that will never appear on your screen if you're not searching for it. So just remember, your attention is a product and it is being misused for more and more ad revenue. You need to be careful, because if you don't fix this, you will stay stuck forever. And I don't want that for you. So right now, I want you to just full screen this and listen to me with full attention. These three things will help you throughout your life. And if you don't do that, your brain will be filled with useless information and you will never get yourself to do any action. And without action, you can't reach anywhere in life. You must act. So the first thing is slash out useless content. 80% of the things you might be consuming right now are absolute garbage. You need to just ruthlessly unsubscribe, block, cut off the channels that are entertaining you. Right? Ask yourself, is this making me better? Is this making me go towards my goals, or it is just entertaining me? If it is just entertaining, eliminate it. The second thing is, whenever you consume something, consume it with full attention, with deep focus. If you don't have that, you have this channel to build that, but you will have to practice, right? Whatever you are consuming, let's say for YouTube, just full screen it and you just give all your attention to that one thing. Single tasking is the key. And when you have consumed that information, very important, take 15 minutes and ponder about the thing you just learned about. How can I apply this in my life? How is it useful to me? What is the implications in my life? Just think critically and deeply how this can help me. If you don't think about what you just learned, you'll just waste that opportunity. Because if you don't recall and think deeply about anything, you are most likely to forget it and you will never apply that in your life. So I want you to deeply think after this video that what I learned from this, how I can apply in this life, and what would be the change in my vocabulary, how will I look at things differently after this video, right? Because if you don't do that, you'll just echoing the things that the creators say. Your originality will be lost. You don't want that. Last thing, which is the most important part of this video, is acting, execution. If you don't execute, you're just wasting your life learning things, but you're just colluding your brain, polluting it, and you're not acting. You don't want that. You should have a bias towards execution. You act more than you learn. A person who acts more than he learns will always outpace the one who learns more but acts little. So if you're serious about this, you might be interested in joining a community. More information about that in the link in description. You can check that out. But it boils down to this. You don't want to be a man who knew so much but acted very little. Imagine you on your deathbed. Your memories will come back to you. You went to a good college. You were surrounded with people who were smart. But even after all these opportunities, you acted very little. Remember, if you don't act and implement the things you learn, you will stay where you are. You will never reach your goals. I don't want that for you. So if you found this video valuable, become a member of the community, check the community out, and I'll see you in the next one.